All right, we should be live.
Hello.
Yeah. Good morning, Steve. Good morning, folks in the chat. Everybody that is in the YouTube chat, give me a
All
yay
right,
or a
we
nay
should be
on
live.
my audio as well as Steve's
Hello.
audio. Yeah. Now, I'm previewing it a little bit now. It looks like I can hear both me and you, so we should be good, Steve.
Yeah. Hello, Kevin, in the chat.
Good morning, Kevin.
Good morning from California.
Yeah.
Or as they used to put it in the 80s, California.
Yeah, audio's good. All right. Yeah, we're doing this. I do these once a month patron streams. Usually, we stick to a kind of a schedule where I do it on the last Sunday of every month. It's just always been, the end of the month. So, like the last Sunday of every month. I'm going to be out of town tomorrow, though. So this month we're doing it on a Saturday. So a little bit of a change up. So probably threw
Yep.
some people for a loop when they, saw this and it's like, well, did he schedule it on the wrong day? It's like,
Yeah.
well, we'll see. Uh, what's going on, Steve?
Everything is good. I've been very hard at work on Zero Linux, as you can imagine, and prepping for my 6 months hiatus from Lebanon
Mm-hmm.
to Serbia. I set up my existing mini PC, so it's ready to continue working on Zero Linux. But other than that, I've been enjoying Cosmic Beta on my ThinkPad. So so far it's good. It's still got a few bugs. It's a beta. It's
Yeah.
it's the bugs are not very noticeable by the average user because it's more of a tiling window manager type of bugs, resizing the window to tiny, 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 and expanding it kind of bugs. Nothing major. There's still one major flaw where if you go to settings and firmware, it's still an empty space. Even if you have firmware update manager installed, it's just an empty space. Didn't get there. And once another small flaw is when you apply a custom icon theme, it doesn't apply to the first party Cosmic applications. It
Hmm.
only applies to GNOME apps.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit annoying, but
Well,
not a big deal.
it's
But
still
it's very snappy.
it's still beta software. I mean, there's going to be
Howdy,
bugs.
y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and I got inspired, like I was talking before the stream, by to create something that doesn't exist for Arch. That is a fingerprint scanner. I'm just going to show it. It's a fingerprint scanner for all desktop environments, all window managers. It's for Zero Linux right now. It'll be posted on the AUR in the future. I don't know when, but this is the only one in existence right now for Arch with such options. Like you can select to enable it for login. Even if you reboot, you can still use your fingerprint scanner. You can use it in terminal when you use sudo. You can use it in for Polkit to do everything. So this is coming soon, but for specific to Zero Linux. In the future, it'll be on the AUR because, of course, I can't keep it to myself. I want to share it with the FOSS community. But for now, I'm using it as a way to attract more people to Zero Linux
Mm-hmm.
because I could sure use it. And to answer Sasta in chat, I didn't finish moving. I'm moving on the 13th. I'll be traveling on the 13th at 4 a.m. With a stopover in Greece for 7 hours. I'll take the opportunity to see my cousin for a few hours, but I'll be there on the 13th, and I'll be back up and running on the 14th or the 15th. So yeah, thank you for asking. But this fingerprint tool is amazing. It's written in Rust because I got inspired by Cosmic. So
Mm-hmm.
and the UI was inspired by Fingwit on Linux Mint because Linux Mint recently introduced this kind of tool in 22.2.
Yeah.
I was like, why doesn't one exist on Arch?
So is
So
that a
I'm
GTK app?
GTK Rust, yeah. The GUI is GTK 4, yeah.
Yeah, it looked like it with the sliders, but I know a lot of times you do stuff in Qt, so
Yeah, I wanted to do it in Qt, except the corners were too 90-degree-ish.
Yep.
So with the libid weight
Right. It wants to
GTK4,
round everything. Yep.
yeah. So and it will respect, and we made sure it will respect the system theme. So
That's one of the problems with running some of those libadwaita programs on like tiling window managers like Qtile, because I just use square corners. So I don't want rounded corners. But those programs force things to be rounded corners, and it looks bad. Looks really bad because you still have the square border
transparent
around it when you're highlighting a window, but the corner is actually rounded, and it's like
it's blur what do you call it, frosted glass kind of thing still behind the rounded corner in 90 degrees. On KDE Plasma they fixed it. I've been testing KDE Plasma 6.5 beta in a VM. They fixed that. It's flawless right now. So the only reason there's one other reason I see people love Cosmic is because of its tiling thing. Their tiling is first party thing. It's not some secondary plugin or anything. It's embedded into the system, in the core of the system of the desktop environment. So it's first party citizen. And
does it see every monitor as its own workspace?
That I didn't check because I don't do that.
Yeah, because unless it does that,
it's a valid complaint because recently
tiling window manager, because KDE and GNOME have tiling extensions, but as long as they see my 3 monitors as all one workspace, it's not really a tiling window manager because I can't move the windows between each monitor the way with my key bindings the way I need to for a proper tiling experience.
Yeah, that's a valid complaint because I had it recently where, especially I'm gonna be using this in Serbia because I only have 1 monitor. I'm gonna get another one if I find one cheap enough. But when on KDE, if you switch workspaces, it's gonna switch both monitors. There's no per monitor workspaces. I gotta test this on Cosmic, but since I have it on a laptop, I can't. It's only the laptop. And to answer Sasta, yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. But with this tool, if you're using Arch, you'll be able to use your fingerprint sensor. It works flawless. I have it enabled on Cosmic. It really works. Like even Cosmic Greeter, it only, instead of having a box to type your password, it's got a confirm button only. So all you have to do is swipe your finger on the fingerprint sensor and click confirm, and you go in. And in terminal, I don't have to type the password anymore. I just swipe my finger to confirm any sudo commands. So
yeah, in the YouTube chat, Arcane was saying Cosmic is a RAM eater though. So if you notice it being RAM hungry?
No, it's not. On my 16 gig laptop altogether, even while having Vivaldi open, because I use only Vivaldi on my laptop, it uses approximately 2.5 gigs with Vivaldi open, which is mostly by Vivaldi. I checked the process thing. It's Vivaldi using 1.8 gigabytes of those. Yeah. So the rest is by Cosmic. So Cosmic is using a few hundred megabytes. So it's not a RAM eater, at least not on my ThinkPad. And it's very snappy, super snappy.
It's kind of comparable to GNOME as far as how much RAM it uses.
No, less.
Less. Okay. No. GNOME will use like 1.5 gigs on a cold boot, and it's like, where's all that RAM going?
Yeah, GNOME is the GTK backend uses quite a bit. The Cosmic, since it's not based on GTK, it's pure Rust, and Rust, in case nobody knows, it's memory safe. It's one of the best languages out there if you care about memory safety. So you're not gonna get like
Steve. Have you become a Rust fanboy?
No, not really, but I like what they're doing. I respect what they're doing, and the language, after using it to create this with AI, I created it with AI. It's not me who wrote the code. I admit this, but I read the code. I can read code, but I cannot create code. But the fact that
you used ChatGPT or Gemini or
Claude. I use Claude from ChatGPT, and not some random version. I went to the official one because since I have a paid plan. So it's amazing. It came out with the GUI that I wanted, like in a matter of 4 or 5 prompts. I didn't have to fight it or anything. Whereas if I used regular ChatGPT thinking model, it would have taken me maybe at least 20, 30 prompts.
Yeah, Claude is, in my experience, is a little bit better at programming than ChatGPT or Gemini.
Yeah, it's really good. And the GUI I showed you was not the one that was created by Claude. The one created by Claude was just the text, the title, and buttons all over the place. We organized it. I'm working on. We're fixing the GUI and the functions. Sensei, kudos to Sensei, a developer, a general developer, and we're just cleaning the GUI out, and we're implementing the functions behind the buttons and the options the best way we can, because there's something we don't know how to implement yet. We're reading the documentation about Rust, how to enable, like when you register a fingerprint, it will create a green outline of the icon, and right at the bottom, your registered fingerprints, successful registered fingerprint, and will list the fingerprints that you registered. So we're still working on that functionality on the back end. We're not using AI, zero AI use right now. We're working on it together since he's a Rust developer as well. So we're getting it there. It'll be available as of December on Zero Linux. So if people want to test it, it'll be also on the demo version, the demo ISO. It's going to be available on that.
Yeah, it's interesting. You mentioned using some of these LLMs for building a GUI app, because I had never, I've had plenty of scripts, like command line utilities and things, terminal user interface programs that I've used ChatGPT and Claude for. But I can't imagine how these tools would handle like a design, like a UX kind of experience on a GUI app, because I wouldn't think a machine, they just don't think in terms
GUI.
of right user friendliness as far as human experience. Right.
They don't. Like I said earlier, the GUI was a mess. The GUI it created was a mess. It's us. It's basically Sensei who cleaned it up. It was a mess. The buttons were on the left, and the toggles were not aligned, and there was no dividers. There was no distinctions between the options and the thing. So it's not very GUI friendly, but it can create a draft. Basically, it's good at creating a draft. Then it was a matter of finding someone to help. I found Sensei, and he's helping with the cleanup and the functions on the back end. But it's true. It's not very good at GUI. When it comes to things like that, use it as a draft kind of thing. Never use it as an end result, because otherwise you're going to be fighting with it for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours.
How's the documentation with Rust and GTK? If you have to look up things, you find it pretty easy.
It's straightforward. It's overall, it's straightforward, not very hard. And the best part is they give you examples, a lot of examples. You just what I kind of did was I used the examples. I just changed the command to fit my tool. Like instead of they had examples like how to align a button and things on which PNGs or SVGs. Like in the documentation, they use SVGs, so because they're more friendly, GUI friendly. So I replaced the name of the SVG with the one that I use. I created an assets folder, and I put all the SVGs in there for the fingerprints. Like what I showed you, it has a key. It's a placeholder. We're going to replace the key with an actual fingerprint icon, SVG. So it's pretty straightforward. But when it comes to functions, that's where my brain I needed a Control-Alt-Delete, as they say in the Windows realm. I needed a Control-Alt-Delete because I couldn't understand the thing. That's why I asked for help. But
I haven't played with creating GTK programs in a while, but when I was, some languages were certainly better as far as just the bindings, and looking up documentation. Like I found, there's plenty of Python tutorials, for example.
Yeah.
But then when I got into, building GTK apps using things like Haskell, for example, or, looking at other things, maybe exploring creating an app using Lisp and GTK, like, man, there's not a lot of stuff out there on the internet for some languages. So, because a lot of times people will tell you, just write in a language Well, sometimes that's not an option. Like for example, we were talking about Qt. C++ and Python are very well documented in Qt, but beyond those languages, it's iffy.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I wanted to use it in Qt, but too many corners, and it's not very. I started by creating it in Qt, but the GUI was completely ugly, and GTK. That's, I think, the reason for which a lot of applications exist in GTK rather than Qt is because GTK is more elegant. It's more clean. Qt is a little bit too messy. And it's coming from a KDE fanboy. So
well, I think for the most part on Linux desktop it's dominated by GTK based desktop environment. So that's part of the reason is people want their applications they create to integrate into the distro, right?
Yeah, so. I know. I really wanted to integrate it into KDE, but the integration was, especially that I'm using a theme that is, I think, at least 7 years old.
Yeah.
It's still being updated, but it not great. I preferred the GTK UI. So I went with that. And to answer Arcane, it might work. I'll see with Sensei if we can make the application responsive. If we can make it responsive, it might work on KDE Mobile, Plasma Mobile. So we'll see what the future holds. It's work in progress. We have until December. So
I enjoyed my time playing around with creating GTK apps and Qt apps. I don't really have a need for it because I'm not creating usually, really big applications. Like I realized that a lot of the stuff I was doing with those heavy toolkits, a simple bash script or Python script at the command line would have sufficed. And I could have saved just hours and hours of work not having to, create a graphical application. There's a lot more code to write and a lot more. It's just a lot more effort.
Yeah.
For a bash script, I can write in 10 minutes and be done, right?
Yeah. Well, speaking of bash scripts, my toolkit, my TUI toolkit will be phased out. It's going to be specific to Zero Linux. It's no longer going to be supported on anything else. The reason for which is, as you have noticed lately, I've been shedding a lot of weight. I even discontinued the GNOME edition and the upcoming Cosmic because I told everyone that as long as I'm a solo maintainer, I'm going to concentrate on what I love. If and when the team grows, we might bring the spins back. Like this, we assign each person to a spin, which would be much better and much more productive. So my toolkit is going to be phased out, but it's going to be turned into a Rust GUI. Since I'm working with Rust right now, I'm learning Rust.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah, and I'm going to integrate the fingerprint tool into the toolkit.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make it both standalone and integrated in the toolkit. And the toolkit is basically going to use a lot of bash scripting on the back end. So when you click an option, it's going to open a terminal window and do whatever you click for it to do. But other than that, I'm phasing out the TUI version because it became so messy. I messed up big time, and now it's like a convoluted collection of convoluted bash scripts. So that's the thing. And for now, in case people will ask what's going to happen to the GNOME edition, in December it's going to be wiped from existence. But until then, you can still download it. It's free of charge now. It's no longer paid. It will continue to work. No matter what, I'm not going to do the same mistake I did before and broke Zero Linux. Now you can just download the ISO and keep using it for the future. Reinstall. If you reinstall it like in a year's time, you're gonna have a heck of a lot of updates, but it's still gonna function because I'm keeping the repo alive. I'm keeping the packages that I used on the GNOME ISO updated. So no worries. It's gonna continue working. It's just no more ISOs will be created. That's the only thing that's gonna happen. But you can still get it for free. It's never gonna be paid again. So there you go. So Zero Linux GNOME Edition, free of charge. Keep downloading it and using it. No, it's never gonna die. I'm gonna continue updating the packages.
All right.
So I've been really busy, like a busy bee.
Yep, Dad. What's going on?
Nothing much. Just trying out my recently acquired used ring light. And if you don't see it, you can see it in my reflection in my glasses. Yep. It had some issues, but I fixed those. But had to work on my car, and I got to get a coil pack for all 6 cylinders. I only need it for 2, but I figured, well, I might as well replace all 3 because it's got like over 200,000 miles on the car. So.
Oh, wow. What kind of car?
It's a 2000 Buick LeSabre with the 3800 V6.
It's a classic.
Yeah, and that engine is supposedly the best V6 ever made. Everybody I tell that I have a 3800, that's the best one ever made.
Really?
Yeah, I like the Vortex, but it's pretty sound. I mean, it just started running like a dog yesterday, and so they did a scan on it at the Napa store, and they said it was misfiring, and I was like, okay, then I'm going to have to change the plugs and stuff. And but I decided to check the coil packs first because it was right there. So I just pulled the plug off, and if there was spark, then I knew it was good. And if there wasn't, I knew it was bad. The 2 and 5, there was nothing. So I've been running on 4 cylinders.
Wow. Oh, yeah. And to go that long, and, I'm assuming it never had any kind of tune up or anything before now. Was this the first time you've needed to
Yeah, I've never done a tune-up to it. I've only owned it about 3 years, but my mom owned it before that.
Wow.
But
I'm to get 200,000 miles on it before it really started crabbing out on you a little bit. That's a lot.
Yep. And I was going to get just one coil pack for $48, but I can get all 3 for $71 or $74, and they're in stock. So I just have to pick it up.
Very cool. What's going on, Ben?
Frustrated as heck with my computer.
Well, you get off of Windows and switch back to Linux.
Well, it's not a software problem this time. It's not that. This Dell Workstation computer that I recently acquired, it's an 8th gen, and it's more of a workstation than it is a gaming computer is the problem. And I know you're not the biggest gamer out of this group here, but my concern is that when I'm doing something graphically intensive like that, be it in a proprietary OS like Windows or even in Linux, whether I'm gaming or not, it will randomly power off regardless what distro or operating system I run. And Ricky and I just put Arch on it together last night. And this is stock Arch, not Storm OS, not Zero, no, nothing like that. And the problem is we were just doing like simple i3 or XFCE or even awesome. We tried to mess with whatever GUI on it, doesn't matter. And we just could not figure out what the heck the problem is. And I don't know if it's like overheating or it's the battery or what the heck it is. I brought it to my dad.
Probably overheating, yeah.
Well, that has onboard Intel GPU, right?
Right, and also an AMD discrete graphics on it as well.
Right.
So it has
that right there is its problem. But if it's shutting itself off, like DT said, it's a heat problem.
It's a safety feature. Yeah.
So there's a possibility.
And I'm sure there's no way around that, is there?
Yeah, you repaste you take cooler off and repaste the CPU.
Get some more thermal paste, right?
Yeah.
Get some, yeah.
Yeah, because there was a tech recently who switched the fans out and
Oh,
the
that's
whole etc. And I'm not sure if how much thermal comp paste he may have put on, but see, I wasn't there when the tech was doing this. He didn't come by and do it. He did it on his own. So yeah.
Yeah, I would say there's a proper two possibilities. One, the paste that was used was some generic paste. Two, he
Or
didn't get it seated down properly to where it's not really tight. And the other is he basically just didn't know what he's doing. And
he
Yeah.
half-assed is what you're
Yeah.
saying.
Mhm.
You can
Gotcha.
confirm if it's
Most
thermal shutdown
probably,
by
yeah.
looking at journal control. Just go look at the kernel logs.
Yeah, I'll check journal CTL to see what it might be doing, but yeah, from what I'm guessing, HipDad's right. He probably half-assed the job.
yeah, but that'll be an easy fix. I mean, you can
Yeah.
pop it open and
Yeah, because the thing is, you have to get underneath the keyboard in order to do any sort of that maintenance.
Yeah.
Because on this particular machine, just to even add extra RAM sticks, as my dad and I added 64 gigs of RAM to this machine. It came with 32 by default. We added two extra 16 gig sticks. And the problem is that I tried to do like a RAM test, or sorry, not a RAM test, but a diagnostics test on it. And oh my word, that used up quite a bit of heat on it. And it was shutting off a few times even doing that. But it came back finally that it was fine. So, it's
Yeah.
it took like 4 or 5 tries to even do that.
I would say 9 times out of 10, you're probably looking at a CPU overheating. Now, there's also the possibility too with those motherboards. If you don't be real careful, Dell makes it so they're actually easy to work on, but they're not supposed to be easy for a customer. They're supposed to be easy for their techs. And there's a possibility that if he got overzealous, he pulled the processor fan off, and the CPU came with it.
Oh, shoot.
And then he went and got it apart and then reseated it, and he could have damaged a pin.
Oh,
speaking,
hell.
speaking of damaged pins, this is what happened to me when I upgraded from a 3600X on my desktop to a 5950X. I bent the memory controller pin. Now my memory, even though I bent it back, I must have done a bad job at it. That it's now iffy on the memory. Sometimes it detects 32 gigs, sometimes 16, sometimes it doesn't detect the memory at all. So I'm not gonna touch it again because I got fat fingers. So
Yeah, I have large fingers too, Steve. So I try not to. I'm not the hardware guy in the family. My dad handles all of that. So
the funny thing is, I used to be a hardware tech back in the day, but as I grew older, I grew more and more impatient. So the way I put it in, I was like, yeah, put it in, shove it in, bend pins, okay, whatever, bend it back and shove it back in.
64 gigs of RAM is a lot of RAM, man. What are you doing on that laptop?
Oh, you know me, Derek. I test different operating systems and I play graphically intensive games, so and plus I'm always running this thing or that thing, this thing or that thing all the time. So, I just it's always
Also,
like a
it's
VM and a game
Yeah,
or
VMs
this.
is what I assumed you
yeah,
probably were doing.
exactly. I was gonna mention VMs because you're testing your ISOs in a VM.
Because Steve, you know me, I'm always running this compiler, this game or this thing that taxes out the RAM very quickly,
Yeah. The other thing too, that being a laptop, you want to make sure that the CPU fan is actually running. If it's running real quiet, a lot of people are like, "Wow, this is a quiet laptop." Well, it's quiet because your fan's not running.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't. Well, I did hear the fans kick in a heck of a lot, to be honest.
Yeah.
And especially when like if I'm running a game or something hit dead, oh my God, does it kick in?
Oh yeah.
And they kick in very loudly because I've been on Discord with people on it sometimes.
Yeah, but
is
that
noise?
Is that the
Is that the
GPU
GPU?
fan
Yeah.
or the CPU fan? That's the thing. That's the whole trick. There's vents on your
I
computer.
wasn't sure
One will
which
be
one it
for the
was.
GPU fan, and the other one will be for the CPU fan. But some systems actually use the CPU fan as a pulling the air across the GPU.
To make sure you can use a tool called LACT, LACT.
Yep.
So you can use that to check which fan is running slow, and because sometimes the CPU fan or the GPU fan, for whatever reason, goes super slow versus the other one that's going super fast. So you got to keep them in sync to keep it cool.
Yeah, I'll download that and see what it does, because
use the
like I
Flatpak.
said, I have not installed anything for Flatpaks on this installing it.
Well, you can go ahead and do it native.
There's another thing nice about LACT is for whatever reason my GPU was running in PCIe X8 while it was plugged into the X16 slot. So after a lot of troubleshooting, I noticed that the GPU wasn't seated very well. So I reseated it, and then LACT was telling me and PCIe Gen 16. So X16. So LACT is a very useful tool. I that's why I included it on Zero Linux. A lot of people, and you can overclock your GPU if you want with LACT. So it's a neat little tool to have.
It's almost certainly going to be some fan is either not working, or go to Best Buy and get the good thermal paste, not the cheapest thing, and then
and just repaste
and
it.
just redo it.
If you can get Noctua NH2, that's a good paste. It applies real easy.
Which brings me to a question. If like in my case, I have thermal paste from 12 years ago.
Oh, no. That's worse than cake ice.
What do I do with these?
Outside for 3 days.
It's I've had them so long now. I need to throw them, because if I use one of them by mistake, it's gonna do more harm than good.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and the Duronaut paste from Grizzly, I personally don't recommend it. It does not spread evenly. You go to spread it and it starts balling up following your spreader. Yeah. So I went to the Noctua NH2.
Yeah.
And you get bigger too for the same price.
Yeah.
By the way, guys, have you noticed that lately on Linux there's a heaps amount of updates for Mesa? Like in a matter of a week, there were like 4 different updates for the firmwares and the Mesa stack. And what the hell's going on with Mesa? And there's a lot of people now complaining about the Ring 0 issue. It has infected even the Steam Deck because it's an AMD iGPU. So any AMD GPU, DGPU, or iGPU, Ring 0, like in the middle of your game, it's gonna kick you out, either kernel panic with a Ring 0 message, or it's gonna kick you back to the desktop, or even reboot sometimes, hard crash. So a lot of people are now switching back to NVIDIA. I'm like, what the hell is going on with the Mesa stack?
Well, as somebody that's got both an AMD and an NVIDIA computer, I can tell you I have far less issues on the AMD computer with the GPU.
Same. But it has reached it so far. The ones affected were the 9000 series, but now it has trickled down to the 7000 series.
Yeah.
So far, I haven't been infected, so I'm good.
Well, I'm glad you brought all this up, because the next question I was going to ask you, Steve, but anybody else can chime in, is, hey, what kernel version are you running, and then what have they changed this month?
Well, I'm using both the LTS kernel as a backup, and right now I'm no longer using the default Arch kernel. I'm using the Zenver 3 for my Zen 3 processor.
Okay.
So I decided to do that. I have the LTS as a backup, so I'm not worried. But so far, the performance didn't change. The stability didn't change. I didn't notice anything different.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you log into each one separately, you notice any real difference?
Well, between the LTS and the Zenver 3, yes, I notice a performance difference in games. But I was saying between the regular kernel and the Zenver 3, I thought I was going to gain something. The only thing I might have gained is CPU usage when I'm doing a large network copies.
Oh, okay.
Like I do large network copies,
right.
like hundreds of gigabytes in size. On the regular kernel, my CPU was being pegged around 60-70%. Now with the Zenver 3, I'm pegged at between 45 and 48%. It doesn't even hit 50. So that's the only thing I noticed so far. So I'm going to keep using it. Well, it's not hurting. But if anything happens, I go back to the LTS, no problem, because everything works on LTS.
Well,
and I wanted to ask.
Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to ask about did anyone upgrade to OBS 32?
Mine is constantly updating because I use the AUR Git
I'm
version.
pretty sure I will be on. No, on this machine I am on 31.
Oh, I updated to 32, and this morning there was an update to 32.0.1.
Yeah, let me make sure.
I like the plugin manager, the new plugin manager. It allows you to enable.
I'm still on 31, so I'm not on the 32 yet.
Yeah, I'm using the native Arch package, so yeah, I'm on 31 too because I haven't updated this machine in a couple of days.
Oh, okay. I'm using the Flatpak because I use anything that's official.
Yeah, I wasn't sure which version I was on because I think on my home computer I have OBS as a Flatpak. I install things as all kinds of crap. I have to double check what I'm running. I've got native packages. I've got Flatpak, snaps, app images. Yeah. Still, I've got some Kdenlive app images sometimes that pop up when I run Kdenlive.
Yeah. Well, in OBS 32, they introduced something new called the plugin manager. It's super cool. It's very simple. It's just a window with a list of your plugins. And the best part of it is you can disable whichever plugin you don't need anymore instead of uninstalling it. Maybe you want to use it in the future. You just disable it and use OBS. And another thing is they introduce a lot of new NVIDIA-related encoder features I cannot benefit from since I'm on AMD. But that's the gist of it. It's not a very major upgrade or anything. It's just a nice-looking plugin manager and NVIDIA tweaks. So yeah, it's not bad. Yeah. But speaking of snaps, you just reminded me of something that I'm going to be suffering from when I come back from Serbia. Is I currently have Plex on my HTPC installed as a snap. How the frick do I back up the metadata? Because since I'm on a capped internet over here, I don't want to have to re-download all of it, and I'll be switching to Jellyfin. So how to export, number one, how to export the metadata from Plex and import it into Jellyfin? I'm going to be encountering this big problem.
So I don't know anything about Plex itself. As far as you're looking for like config files, things like that?
No. Just my metadata, my movies and TV show metadata and information.
You're asking the wrong person.
Hey, if anyone here knows.
I run a Plex server as well. And I think Plex stores its metadata in a database internally. I ran into an issue like this a little while back. So it's there. You just have to scrape it out.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be somewhere. I just wouldn't know where the folder or anything is.
Somebody mentioned that there's a guide somewhere called Plex to Jellyfin migration, but it doesn't show a way how to export the data from a snap specifically, because as CMD said, it's internal to snap. Because when I uninstalled the snap version, I noticed that it creates a backup of the whole entire image of Plex before it uninstalls itself. So, but I couldn't find where it stores its the whole files.
Yeah, I'm just asking Chat GPT, or actually Google's Gemini, hey, where is the Plex server data located? And it gives me the answer for Windows, but that's like, okay, here it is.
Naturally, it's an app data. I know where it is. It's in app data user app data. I've done it before. But Snap is difficult.
Well, Snap, you'll have a Snap folder that'll contain.
Yeah, I checked in it. It's empty. I checked inside there. It's empty. It's somewhere in the system. Because I was ignorant back then. Instead of telling Plex to store the metadata on a separate folder, on a separate drive, I put it on the boot drive. So it's gonna wear out the boot drive real quick.
If we knew a file or directory name to search for, you could just use the find command to quickly.
Yeah,
search
the find
the file
command
system.
doesn't always work.
Especially the find command doesn't work?
No, it works, but not always, especially when you use sudo.
Well, there's some directories it's not going to have permission to go in, but this won't be a problem for what you're looking for.
I think dot folders it doesn't go into. Hidden folders.
It probably stores it in a dot folder. I've seen those as from the user side. There's like a .plex, and then there's a .plex something else.
All right, so it's /var/snap/plex media server /common/ No, I'm pasting this.
Yeah, it's very long.
Just paste it to them.
Yeah.
Derek.
Yeah. But yeah, /var/snap is where they store, a lot of
I'll have to check it out.
Data.
Thanks, DT. I'll have to check it out because I'll be migrating to Jellyfin because guess what? Plex, if you want to use high quality 4K decodes, it's behind a paywall.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Half my movies are in 4K. Now I have to pay to watch them, even if they're local. Thank you, Plex. I'll have to deal with all that when I get back.
That would drive anybody nuts.
Yeah. I'm gonna have a lot to deal with when I come back because that HTPC as well has a BIOS issue. Because I'm still on the BIOS that shipped with the board when I got it in 2015. It's for whatever reason, whenever I reboot the computer, it says, please wait, updating firmware. Updating what firmware? I didn't ask you to update any firmware. So it's randomly boots into some weird stuff. So I need to update the BIOS. So yeah, apparently the latest BIOS is 2019.
I mean, a BIOS shouldn't be updating itself anyway. No.
It's not a BIOS. It was updating firmware, not BIOS. Okay. Some app. I think because I run firmware update manager in my update tool, it must have started a firmware update and hung, and the power must have ran out and the system rebooted. So. Sometimes it bypasses it. Sometimes it gets stuck there. So I need to figure things out. That's why I want to update the BIOS and see if that fixes it. This is a war I'm not looking forward to, but this is for when I come back in maybe 6 months. So down the line. But right now I need to figure things out when I go to Serbia. It's doctors. So yeah, it's not gonna be fun time in the beginning, but once I'm done with all that. I'm gonna have fun enjoying walking every day and having coffee because Serbia is beautiful, especially when you go sit on a bench next to the Danube River. There's a restaurant on a boat, floating boat. It's called Zeppelin. It's floating on the Danube River, and you go have coffee over there, right on the water. Oh, it's so beautiful, so calm.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's wonderful. I want to do it every day. Because if I don't walk, my body is going to rust. Wait a minute. I'm using Rust and my body's gonna rust. What the hell is going on with Rust?
Yeah, you've become a fanboy.
Yeah, I guess so.
He sure has. It's on his brain.
Yeah, my brain is stuck in Rust. My body's rusting and I'm using Rust. There you go. But yeah, it's this will help my mental state because I need calm. I need calm. When you're constantly preoccupied with things and stressing over stupid things, arguing all the time when there is no need to argue, this kind of peace.
That's when you know you're burned out, Steve.
Yeah, I'm definitely burnt out because right now, Zero Linux that's coming on in December is going to be a big one, a huge one. And I want to make sure it works. Right. So you know, the life things that worry you constantly. Every night I go to bed thinking, what option should I add to the toolkit? Will that option work? This is how I sleep in bed. That's why I don't fall asleep before 3 a.m. I'm constantly thinking.
Dang.
Yeah, I'm constantly thinking nonstop.
That's like
So
me.
it's a problem I need to deal with. So I hope that my trip will help.
Yeah,
But other
I'm
than that,
constantly thinking. I'm constantly thinking about the next thing I want to ask ChatGPT. Like
yeah,
that's always running through your mind. Huh?
yeah,
Yeah.
and to I wanted to say thank you to everyone who has shown support, both financial and friends, becoming friends, and emotional support. Uh, Without any of those people, I wouldn't have uh, lasted so long. There's a lot of people lending a hand, either or other way, in different ways. That's why I'm still on my feet. I haven't crumbled yet. So, because maintaining a distro is not an easy task. People think, yeah, I can do it in my sleep. Yeah, let them do it in their sleep. I haven't seen anyone do it.
Hmm.
They just
Yeah,
speak.
even I can't do that.
Yeah, Ben, you and I
Yeah,
can tell people
we
stop
can
talking and prove
attest to
it.
the fact that you can. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
they need to
mean, I
stop
hate to
talking.
say it, but as a guy who also maintains a Linux system, there's no way in heck somebody can build a Linux OS like that. It doesnn't happen overnight. You know,
Yeah,
I'm
you
sorry,
have to
but
think.
that's
You
when
have to
I
play
throw down
around
the
with a
Han Solo
million.
card.
Yeah, you have to play with a million
Yeah,
different
and,
files.
and and oh my God, do not get us started on the whole Kalamaris rabbit hole. Just
Yeah, no,
Well,
nah.
Calamaris is just
let's
a
not even
symptom of a
go
bigger problem
that
because
hell.
Yeah. I recently talked to Joe from Endeavor OS because he's the lead maintainer of Calamaris on Endeavor OS. He's like,
Oh,
yeah, Calamaris has become way too complex because the way they do
no
it, for example,
joke.
instead of using two packages, one for the main app and one for the modules, they include everything in a single package,
Mhm.
and it's becoming overwhelming.
Yeah,
CachyOS found a
yeah.
way.
I include them separately.
Yeah, same. So CachyOS apparently and Endeavor OS figured out a way how to create a new module, a new plugin, or a new module that will run whatever script you have into root. So I'm like, nice, but there's no
Really?
documentation on that. So he agreed with me. He was like, we need more documentation for Calamaris, but creating a distro that's the reason why I dropped GNOME and the potential Cosmic Edition. And to answer Amit, this is what I'll be doing from here on in, is keeping it KISS, keep it simple, stupid.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it at KDE, and I'm gonna keep everything simple to the point. And because if I start creating multiple spins, it's gonna go. KDE is gonna get less work, and so are the others. They're gonna be like less quality. I
what
care about quality.
what is Kiss Linux anyway?
I've never heard of it. I don't know.
No,
I've
Linux
heard
is
of it
keep
vaguely
it.
across
Yeah.
the web.
Yeah, it's keep it
I
simple,
don't know.
stupid. That's what I think. That's what they
Well, I
mean.
understand that, but
Yeah,
is
but I
it? I
don't know
think it's a
what the Linux distro
KDE
is.
derivative.
I don't know. I could look it up on DistroWatch.
Oh,
Yeah.
there is one that is very tiny that could fit on a
The independent distro with no desktop, so I
yeah,
guess it's busy box only. So it's very stripped down, very minimal.
yeah, there is I remember there is
Yeah.
this one, but yeah, for as far as keeping it simple stupid, that's what I'm gonna be doing from here on in. No more.
Yeah.
I'm done. People can request as many ISOs as they want, as long as I'm the sole maintainer. One ISO, done.
Hmm.
Exactly.
Don't overwhelm
that's the
yourself.
same for me, Steve. You know, because
you inspired me, Ben. You're what part of the inspiration. I was like, you're doing it. You're doing only one spin.
Because
why do a million?
Yeah, because you see, this is something my buddies and I are gonna have a talk about is the fact that, right now we have like a bunch of different off the cuff side projects, and I'm like, oh my God, kill me. So, I'm gonna talk to them later today and just say, look, that's a lot of extra cruft that we have to deal with, and we might just cut off the rest and just stick to one project.
I mean,
it's a lot for a 3-man team,
Really, as long as you're just offering your XFCE edition and then the new Qtile edition that's coming, I think you'll be good.
We're not doing no damn Qtile, Derek. We're not crazy like that,
Yeah, to answer Pretoxin, I'm avoiding download because I'm on capped internet. I got 50 gigs a month. I cannot re-download the whole metadata of my movie, my 700 plus movies and 30 different TV shows. No, thank you.
Well, it should be in that /var/snap directory, though.
Yeah, I'll just copy that folder over and see if it takes it. But
all good enough.
Because I've had to look for similar like kind of files on my Nextcloud server. Sometimes.
Oh God!
It throws a lot of crap in. /var.
Yeah. That's where and to answer the Duncan, Zero Linux will always be based. Zero Linux will always be based on Arch.
Scratch. Yeah. And same for
somebody
Storm
asked
OS.
if
we tried to do a Storm FS, but no, that's never going to happen.
Yeah, for Zero Linux, it's always going to be based on Arch because Arch is what I love. I even use Arch. I used to use Arch on my home lab as a headless server. So Arch forever.
There's no reason to build a distro from scratch. That's crazy because
that's like
now you're going to have to create your own packaging system and your package manager for your own packaging system. It's like just base off of something that's already out there. Just because, because that's really what distros like Debian and Arch are. They've taken Linux from scratch and got you to that point. So fork those distros, start there. Don't start at the very beginning.
Linux from scratch.
No, hell no. And I'm going to say this, guys. This is coming from somebody who's done LFS more times than his hands can count. It's not worth it in the long run. It's like, and Ricky has even tried to do it with my help, and I'm like, he can attest to this. It's a nightmare. Just don't do it.
Yeah.
You're wasting your time.
All that compiling should be good on that new laptop you got, though. Well, not right now. You got to get the fans fixed, but once you get the fans fixed.
Once we get
I did LFS once many
sorted
years
out.
ago.
Yeah.
I tried once my hand at LFS. I quit at the first page.
I can say I've successfully done it, and I successfully done it with a package manager called Scratch Package. And once you have that running, it's not that bad, but it's trying to build ISO out of it, that's a whole damn different story.
I did it years ago, and when I did the LFS thing, I did it more as a kind of a hobby, figure out how this thing works, and what I found is at the end,
make a distro out of it.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to make a distro. I was just doing it for grins, and at the end of it becomes a compounding problem. Because at the end, now you got to figure out managing packages and including everything and all that crap. And I'm just like, no, this is far more headache than it's worth.
Yeah, a lot of people mistakenly think LFS is like you install it and you're going to live in the thing. It's like, no, that's really not.
Oh, hell no. Hell no.
Like it literally, there's no package manager. What are you going to do?
Download everything from source and build it. That's all you can do. The best
basically
you can do.
all it is, you go through the handbook, you spend 2-3 days installing this on an old laptop, and at the end, I mean, you get the Linux kernel, the command line. You get the busy box utils. Now what? It's like,
Exactly.
what do you do after?
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
I
really,
mean,
if you
trying
want to build everything
just
from
trying to put a
source,
GUI on top of the damn thing is like,
yeah. And really, if you want to build from
Yeah.
source, just install Gentoo.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Well, you could do a stage 1
Because it
Gentoo
has-
install, which is not terribly different.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
somebody in the chat, Arcane, asked if we can use the Nix package manager because there are not many distros out there that use it. Well, good thing you mentioned that is it's in the plans for Zero Linux, an option in the toolkit. It's not going to be out of the box. It's just going to be an option in the toolkit to activate the Nix package manager should the user want it. It's all about options. I like to offer people options. I don't like to restrict people. So it's in the plans for a future version of Zero Linux. Probably not the December version because there's a lot of work being put in the December version. So maybe the one after that, 3 months after that. So in March, maybe it'll be available in the toolkit, but it's in the plans. It's been in the plans for a while, but I kept putting it on the side because I needed to find ways to make my toolkit and add more tools into the distro before I get to the next package manager. But that's in the plans.
Yeah.
A lot of people mentioned it to me because I did use Nix for 3 months. And I did like Nix as a distro, but since I don't know how to create a distro based on Nix, I need to relearn everything from scratch. I decided to take the package manager since some people use it even on the Steam Deck nowadays. So I'm like, why not include it on Zero Linux? It's in my to-do list. It's at the end, at the bottom, so I haven't reached the bottom yet, but it's gonna be there. It's interesting.
Steve, I wanted to ask this question because I made a video recently about that article. I came across the tech article where some Mac fanboy was touting that Mac OS is the real alternative to Windows, not Linux. And I know you're a Mac fanboy, but you also use Linux. Yeah, well, you've got some MacBooks, Steve. Come on.
Yeah, it's been on the floor underneath my feet for the past year.
Yeah,
but I can safely say that I do agree.
You do agree that
Yes.
Mac OS is the real alternative
Yes.
to Windows?
Yes.
Well, I thought you might, but
I
was
not the real alternative to Windows. I mean, it's the real OS to use next to Linux. That's what I would say.
Next to Linux.
Yeah. So, like, what I mean is, if you want to have two operating systems, it's better to not on the same machine.
Oh, okay. I see. So you're saying it's better to dual boot Mac and Linux rather than Windows and Linux?
Not dual boot on the same machine. I'm like, if you want to get a secondary machine, it's better to get a Mac rather than get a machine and install Windows, because Windows nowadays is a nightmare to use. Like, if you really want to work on Windows, because here's why. Because the tools you're going to use on Windows exist on Mac. Like, you want to use Adobe products, you use them on Mac, and they're better on Mac than they are on Windows. Trust me. I in the olden days, I had Windows and Mac. I preferred the Mac versions, alternatives. Like Photoshop was hella stable on Mac OS versus crash-tastic on Windows. So if you have two machines, you want to have two machines. One Linux, definitely main machine Linux, nothing else, but secondary machine Mac. Because of its stability, it's super stable. Like, there are some annoying aspects to Mac OS, that's for sure. Nothing is perfect, but less annoying than Windows. They don't put ads in your file manager. They don't have a recall thing. You're not gonna bang your head against the wall because your system is not running
you don't get Candy Crush
with Mac. Yeah, Candy Crush out of the box. That's another example. So with Mac, it's a simple experience. You just boot it up and get to work. So and I'm not saying that you have to, but there's one thing I love about Mac OS is it's got an ecosystem unlike anything else. Like if you have a watch, if you have a MacBook, if you have a freaking iPhone or a tab or iPad, it's a wonderful ecosystem.
They all sync with each other, and you like that, right?
The level of integration is
100%.
next level on Mac OS. Yeah,
Yeah.
in the entire Apple ecosystem, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if you want to have a secondary machine, I would go Mac. I would not go Windows. Now, if you're a gamer, that's a different story.
Yeah, well,
that's
obviously.
a totally different story.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're a gamer, go Windows.
Entirely different paradigm.
Yeah. For me, since I'm not a gamer, that MacBook, I was looking into repairing it because it's suffering from the butterfly keyboard issue. It's got a crack on the lower left of the screen. The battery is bulging. So all these together, it's an unusable MacBook. So when I have the money to fix it, I'll fix it, but I'm not buying a new one. I'm just going to have it on the side for I have a version of Photoshop that works on this version of macOS. So I'm going to keep using it on that. But yeah, I'm not a Windows user.
When you get back on with working for Apple, they give you a discount on those MacBooks that you buy, Steve?
Yeah,
they do. I figured they did. Is it a good discount?
And here's the best part: the discount is not your regular 10%, 15% discount. It's more like 60% discount.
That's what I was hoping. It better be at least half off, because what, the markup on those things is outrageous.
Well, that's
exactly.
New.
And when I was working for Apple back in 2019, 2020, I got the iPhone 11 for $100. Official price $799, $699. So I got it for $100. So that's a huge amount of discount.
That should tell you what their cost on manufacturing that thing is.
Yeah.
Hey, that's
and I still have the iPhone 11.
Ago.
It's still got now I updated it to iOS 26.1 beta 1. So I can tell you, Apple is indecisive. Like, they brought the liquid glass, they take it away, some parts of it away. They bring them back. They take them away. They take them away again, and then bring them back. They take them away again. It's a game of catch up. What the hell are they doing? Remember how people say Windows theming is inconsistent?
Yes, it is.
iOS styling is inconsistent as well.
But Windows is worse. Like every app looks different.
Yeah, and on iOS, everything you open is different. It's like you're on frosted glass or liquid glass, then you open an app as a first-party app. It's not liquid glass. Then suddenly with an update, it's liquid glass. Then they take it away again. I'm like, I'm no longer caring anymore.
So they're not enforcing the UI standards uniformly.
Sorry?
They're not enforcing the UI standards uniformly anymore.
No.
Huh.
Yeah.
I mean, that's very
that's
un-Apple.
The strangest thing.
Yeah, it's very un-Apple. Normally when they change something, it's we have deemed this is the only way you shall do things, and so it shall be. And if you don't update your apps, we don't care. You're not going to run on our new OS.
I'll give you a simple example. Like frosted glass is amazing, but when you open the Apple Music app, for example, one day it's the menu at the bottom is liquid glass. The next day it's frosted, and then they take it away completely. I'm like, what the hell are you doing, Apple?
That's an awesome user experience right there.
Exactly. And they keep telling you that you can do some like for battery saving stuff in the camera and whatever, and they hide it under like 6 different menus. Oh, it's not. They tell you it's intuitive. Where the heck do you mean it's intuitive? It's buried under like 7 menus. What the hell?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, Apple is going downwards.
Yeah.
Well, the guy who drive all that was Johnny Ives. He was the one who was driving all that stuff when I was there.
He was the UI UX person.
Yeah. And once he left, it's really kind of gone downhill.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the great thing is, I know in the upcoming 6.18 release of the kernel, they're going to have a little bit better Apple Silicon support, because that's really important for the Linux kernel. Is we need to support, Mac hardware.
Well, when that comes up, I might actually give it a try. I've got a M2 Pro Max MacBook Pro, so I might give that a shot. I've run Linux on it under Parallels, which seems to be one of the better VM apps to use on Mac OS.
But
I haven't tried a native Linux install on it though.
Yeah, but here's the problem with that. There's a big problem with that. Like if you if you have an iPhone like I do, how are you gonna sync and do things related to your iPhone on Linux? There's no way you can do that. There's no app.
No, no. But I don't sync my phone to my machine anyways. If I'm going to do any syncing, I use whatever the native cloud is for it.
I don't have a current machine myself that runs Ubuntu, but for years, like iPhones, you just plug in and work in Ubuntu because they're Mac fanboys, right? The canonical guys all use Macs, but that was the one distro where like syncing your iPhone always worked, where on other distros it was always a pain in the ass.
Well, the problem is you don't have an app like iTunes.
Well, of course not. I mean,
that's the problem.
There's nothing we can do about that, Steve. I mean, Apple would have to make an app that works on Linux. Yeah. They're never going to do that.
No, but it is a problem for me since I'm on a capped internet. Am I going to upload 11 gigs on a 0.5 meg per second connection? It's going to take a year to back up all this to iCloud. So the only way I can back up my phone before a beta update, because I only use beta software, because I'm crazy like that. But I always create a backup locally. That's why I can no longer do it on my Mac, because my Mac is no longer supported, because iOS 26 requires at least a minimum of Mac OS 2 versions behind 26. I don't know what it was. I am 5 versions behind. So I do it on Windows. There's an Apple Devices app now that replaced iTunes. It's on the Microsoft Store. So I download that. I back up my phone locally on the computer, so I don't have to back up to iCloud, because on 0.5 megabits, it's like a nightmare. So for people like us, I wonder
if you could install the Windows app through Wine on Linux.
Well, no. With iTunes, I tried installing iTunes using Wine on Linux. It doesn't detect the phone.
Okay.
Because
what about iCloud for Windows? Have you tried iCloud for Windows under Wine?
iCloud for Windows, yes. All it does is synchronize your folder from iCloud to Windows. It doesn't do anything else.
The old iCloud for Windows used to give you the option for a local backup. I haven't used it in years. So
not anymore. Not anymore. Now it's only cloud-based.
Awesome.
Now it's cloud-based. So I use the Apple Devices app, and I'm good on Windows. But on Linux, good luck doing that. So that's why I don't see the benefit for me, in my case, to install Linux on a Mac.
It's really nice just plugging in my Android phone to any Linux computer and just not having to worry about all of that.
Recent, and there was like a year ago, there was a plugin you could install. It's called lib iDevices that you can install to use your iPhone as a webcam. Now it's unsupported. Yeah, now you plug in your phone, nothing. Your phone is not even detected, because it uses v4L2 loopback to use it in OBS. Now OBS will not see your phone. It's either OBS or the plugin doesn't support newer iPhones, newer iOSs. So I can no longer do that. That's why I bought the Elgato Facecam. That's what I'm using right now.
The Elgato Facecam.
Yeah.
That's a webcam?
Yeah.
I'm not familiar.
It's a very good webcam. As you can see, it's color accurate, and there's an application for all webcams on Linux included. It's included on Zero Linux. It's called Camera Controls. You download this app. You can control the colors, the zoom, the resolution, the compression, and all that. Because Elgato have their own Windows app. It doesn't work on Linux. There's no alternative for Linux. Camera Controls works on all webcams. It's not Elgato specific. That's what I'm using to make the colors better. Otherwise, it gives you raw colors, very faded colors. that you have to fix in something. It's a raw video feed. It's not a modified color feed. So you have to set your own colors using the app. And
has
camera
anybody,
controls.
Has anybody checked Distro Watch this morning? The new Pop! OS beta is out.
Yeah, I've been running the beta since the 22nd.
Oh, okay.
Because on Arch it comes first, because Git.
Yeah, but their ISO, the Pop! OS ISO, yeah.
Yeah,
beta,
the Pop! OS
2404
ISO
just popped up this morning.
Right.
But 2404, bad naming scheme.
What's wrong with that?
24, we're not 2024, we're not April.
Yeah, but it's based off the LTS from 2404, right?
Yeah, but it has the kernel 6.8, 6.17 or 6.16. It's got all the latest packages. So the naming does not coalesce with the actual packages included.
That's true.
It's using everything bleeding edge, like latest of everything, yet it's still called 2404.
Yeah, that's weird. So
yeah, Brody mentioned it.
Yeah, I can understand having an updated kernel, but you everything else is updated as well.
Everything.
So they're like
everything.
Probably pulling from the testing branch or you know, something like that. Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Interesting.
Why did they call it 2404? Now, someone did mention on Brody's chat that it's called that because it's not final. The final one will be called differently. Because they're still using the naming scheme of the old one because it's still beta. It's still a testing ISO. So, and people who want to upgrade Pop! OS, their current Pop! OS to the latest version, it's going to reset everything. It's going to reset everything. Because it's switching from the old GTK Cosmic to the whatever it was called, Pop! OS. It's going to switch to Cosmic. It's going to reset their dock, their shortcuts, their everything, except their app settings, of course. But everything, desktop settings is going to reset everything because it's switching to Rust.
It's been a slow couple of weeks for distro releases because looking at the latest distro watch list, it's like everything's beta other than the Pop! OS beta, Linux Mint, Ubuntu, Zorin, MX have all dropped betas, I guess, for the next version of those. Yeah, no real major releases of anything lately.
There's a new French release out, a Nix release that's oriented toward CUDA and OBS Studio, and they just released it a couple this week, I think, the first distro.
You know what the name is?
It's complex, and I forgot it. I can probably dig it up in a few minutes. I'll take a look.
No hurry, but yeah, if I could get a link to it, yeah.
Okay.
The package releases, even there was only the OBS 32 that had a version upgrade from 31 to 32. That's it. They're not even major packages, except, of course, the thing that I mentioned earlier, the multiple updates of Mesa. Yeah. And it still hasn't fixed the CPU being pegged at 100% on when you're using it with Nouveau.
Well, we haven't had any like major like NVIDIA driver breakages lately, or none of the drama that we typically have to talk about every month. So yeah, you're right. It's been a slow month for breakage on Linux.
Yeah, that's good. But since you mentioned the NVIDIA drivers, I thought they were going to drop support for the 10 series in 580. I had the information wrong. 580 is the last version of the NVIDIA drivers that will support the 10 series and below. So yeah, the 590 series is going to start at the end of the year, I guess, in November, December. They're going to start releasing beta versions of the 590 series where there will be zero support for the 10 series. So who's going to maintain? I guess the 580 is going to end up on the AUR for all people who want to keep using the 10 series.
Yeah, what was that, Murray?
I found the distro. It's called the AENGNOS project. GLFO is the system. Yeah, I know, it's bizarre, isn't it?
Yeah, they got to come up with a better.
Yeah, it's French.
GLF OS?
GLFOS. I don't even
Is
know
it
what the hell that is.
GLF? No, don't laugh,
Yeah,
Ben.
that's
GLF
it.
OS
GLF OS is a
is by my good
gaming
friends.
French Linux. Okay.
Gaming Linux French.
French.
France,
Yeah.
sorry.
God.
Yeah, I will
It's
post a link in the YouTube chat for anybody interested.
I can explain what it is. It's by my good friends at GLF. It was reviewed by Air Max, my good friend Air Max. It's a French or by default Nix-based Nix OS-based distribution for gaming, oriented for gaming. They have included a lot of kernel tweaks, specific kernel tweaks. You get pre-configured what's it called, heroic and bottles and lutris and whatever, and Steam pre-installed. It's very stable. It's got baked in for NVIDIA users. They got baked in CUDA and NVIDIA support. It will automatically detect what GPU you have and do the necessary. So basically, all you have to do is install it, and you're up and running. It's currently on a 3-month cycle release for the stable, and for bleeding, you have a version that's called Bleeding Edge. I don't remember the exact name, but it's Bleeding Edge. So you can get the updates as they roll out, as they push them. There's one tool in it that I love. I don't see many distros having this. Is with a click of a button, because the main ISO is GNOME based, but with a click of a button, and I do mean a click of a button, you can wipe GNOME and switch to the KDE version. It completely converts itself to a fully KDE versions with none of the GNOME stuff remaining on your system. So it's like a really nice feature. But the problem with it right now, if you select English during installation, not everything will be switched to English. Some of the installed apps will stick to French because it's primarily targeted to the French audience.
Right.
It's a very good distro. I tried it. It still needs work, even though it's finalized. It still needs work. But the guys over there, they're like 7 or 8 different developers working on it and maintainers. But it's the brainchild of my good friend Vince, the head of GLF. And kudos to them. They did a lot of hard work. It took them a year to finish.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, it's a really good distro. I really like it. It makes Nix OS more approachable, and their updates, you don't need to update anything. They push. It's an image-based update, like immutable systems, but it's not immutable. So you still can access the system. You can do whatever you want, except the updates is image-based. So when they make sure that everything is stable before they push the update, so you have no issues. So really good distro. I like the route they're taking.
Yeah. Obviously, I'm on Linux. Also, I don't run Google Chrome as my browser. But those of you that run Google Chrome on Windows and or Mac OS, Steve, have you guys noticed any AI integration yet? Have they started rolling that out? You have?
Yeah.
I don't
100%.
run Google Chrome, Derek, so I cannot answer that.
Well, I that's why I didn't throw you in there. I specifically targeted Steve, right?
On Windows, I have both Vivaldi and GNOME, but Vivaldi, they're not including any AI bullshit in their browser. They made it clear. They created a blog post about that. We are anti-AI. They made that clear. I love
this was specific to just Chrome.
But Chrome
now you the URL bar, you can just ask Gemini questions now, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
The first answer that comes up is usually an AI-based, is a Gemini-based answer, and it works.
It's up to the thing I like about these things, it's up to you if you want to continue using AI in the search thing. It's not forced on you. It's just a small snippet at the top. It's up to you if you want to use it. But in Chrome, it's like an AI browser. It's a complete AI browser. It's like Perplexity, they released their own AI-based browser that's only supported on Mac and Windows right now. So it's exactly that. Chrome is completely Gemini-based. So the URL bar, you can just ask Gemini. All the results you're gonna get, it's going to be forced Gemini-enabled kind of thing. It's all in your face, kind of. I don't like it. That's why I stick to Vivaldi. Vivaldi is the goat.
Google is gonna, Chrome is going to do this a lot differently than what other browsers will do. Is because Google's in a unique situation because they own the browser, they own Gemini, they own the search engine, they own the ad network that's serving ads and all this crap. So I think they're going to push this AI thing in the browser much harder than anybody else, because there's no real financial incentive for all these other projects to do it the way it is for Google.
Well, which brings me to a question, GT. Have you ever received, since you use Gmail?
No, I don't use Gmail.
Okay, you don't use Gmail. But anyone here who uses Gmail, have you ever had ads telling you to hey, do you want to use Gemini in your email to summarize your email and to do stuff in your email?
Wow.
Yep. Nope.
Well,
because I use Thunderbird.
I have heard of people writing emails with the help of ChatGPT, but I didn't know it was like integrated right there into Gmail. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's right there in Gmail. Whenever I open an email I receive, like whenever somebody donates for Zero Linux, for example, I receive an email. I open that email. At the top of the email, there's a Gemini. Please, do you want to use Gemini to summarize your? It's 2 lines already.
I've never used Gmail. I've never used Google Docs either. Have they integrated Gemini into it yet?
I don't know.
They will.
Yeah, in Google Docs, yes. In Google Docs, yes. In Google Docs, yes.
It's in Google Docs. It's definitely in Google Docs. Yeah. Oh, Microsoft
Google
did
Docs.
the same thing. I just got I just had a demand email at work saying you must get a Copilot 365 license.
Wow.
Yeah. Benefits of working for a large multinational corporation.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason I use Gmail is because I can have a Steve at mydomain.com.
Right.
I'm using Google for Workspaces. That's why. And I have 2 terabytes of storage. I don't know what to do with.
Yeah, what is a good distro for this guy's old laptop with 4 gig of RAM and a Celeron?
And a Celeron?
Antics.
Antics?
No.
Antics is pretty light.
Yeah. They just dropped GNOME, by the way. Artix just dropped GNOME.
Yeah.
Artix just dropped GNOME because they don't want to reverse engineer their system D integration.
Mm-hmm.
They decided to drop it completely. They don't want to bother. There's another distro I would recommend for this minimal laptop. The one that fits on 1.44 megabyte floppy disk.
Well, I'm assuming he wants a real distro. Like Antics is about as light as you can get without getting stupid. Like I would never tell somebody to go run Puppy Linux. I mean, it would work, but he probably doesn't want that. Yeah.
You're not going to recommend LFS? Come on, give him an LFS distro.
Tiny Core, those things are not. They're practically not usable on a regular basis as a desktop operating system, but Annex is real light because it's real stripped down, not a lot of background services. They use lightweight desktops and window managers. It's pretty fast if you got a really underpowered machine.
Yeah, there's Archcraft as well. Archcraft is window manager based.
Yeah. Antics is also Debian based, so I'm assuming this is for the masses, Steve. We're not throwing people on Arch, right? So
yeah, I knew.
Hey, I'm an Arch user. There's only Arch on my brain.
Yeah, so I try to be responsible when I recommend people distros. I don't just Gentoo, everybody.
Yeah, if we give them something easy that's dev based, I think that might be a smarter suggestion.
Yeah.
Hey, Derek, are you familiar with Simple DRM? and kind of where the hell that thing came from?
DRM.
I don't know what it is. So yeah, I'm gonna have to decline answering that question. Simple DRM.
Yeah, it's
Is
so
it something new?
Exactly.
I think it's relatively new. It's a early stage bootloader graphics driver that came out of somewhere. I've heard it alleged to be from Red Hat. Um,
Yeah.
the only reason I know about it is because it's doing some annoying things. It doesn't properly hand off to the main graphics driver when you're coming out of early stage boot.
Mm.
And so it screws with your sensor IDs because it registers itself as GPU1. And when it doesn't hand it off properly, your system will end up seeing it as GPU2, your main GPU as GPU2.
Are you on an Arch-based system?
Correct, yes. Yeah, Endeavor
Yeah.
OS, actually.
Okay, well, that would make sense because all the things I found in a Google search were people on Arch having problems with it. So
yeah, and I was actually searching the Arch forums, and one of the main guys over there, Seth, was referring to it as simple dumb, and I have to agree with his assessment.
And it's you use NVIDIA?
No, I'm actually on an AMD card.
You're on an AMD machine, okay?
Yeah, and there's a hack you can put in there to force, I think, no mode set for NVIDIA, and that will kick simple DRM in the head and say, hey, don't do that. And that's a fix for it. Even if you don't have an NVIDIA card, it's not going to do anything because there's no NVIDIA drivers installed. So it's basically a null switch.
Yeah.
But that's what simple DRM is looking for, and it's one of those annoying things. It's not it's not a critical system issue. It's just one of those annoying things, and I've been looking for ways to get rid of it.
Yeah, I have no idea as far as who made it. Well, I'll ask Gemini. Who made simple DRM? David Herman in 2013. I don't know that name, but apparently it's an older project than what I would have originally thought.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the history of it. I was going to go do some digging and figure out if I can get rid of it. And just there's a couple other early stage GUI drivers you can put in. I just haven't figured out which one to do. And then I've got to go rebuild and RAMFS and all the other crap. So
yeah, it doesn't mention him working for Red Hat. Not that he couldn't, but I found a Phoronix article about the initial release of simple DRM from 2013.
Huh.
That's crazy. That Phoronix was around back then. I post a link in the Zoom chat.
I know Phoronix back from my Intel days, and they were highly critical of Intel back then. I don't know if they still are. I don't follow it, but they used to razz us pretty continuously for pretty much anything Intel did. They were raging against it.
Yeah.
Going back to AI for a second, there's a Firefox add-on called Find.com, P-H-I-N-D. It's a chat bot, and it lets you put your prompt in the search bar.
Mm-hmm.
It's free. They don't ask for your email. They don't nag you, and there don't seem to be any limits. And it's designed from the ground up for developers. It's highly useful. They give you flow diagrams and tables. I don't know if any of the other chat bots give you flow diagrams. That's the only one I've seen. And if you do something like Podman versus Docker, they'll give you a diagram of all the differences as well as just text output. It works really well. I've been using it quite a bit on it.
Yeah, interesting.
Find.com.
Find.com. Yeah, I'm taking a look at it right now. Yeah, in the Zoom chat, Basher was asking about a problem with GLib. There's the latest version crashes his Awesome window manager, but today he sees a new release of Awesome, probably for a fix. But he says he can't find the changelog for it, but he now has over 180 packages in queue for an update. The changelog on GitHub ends at 2019, so that's out. Well, yeah, maybe they just didn't put out a changelog with it, but if you're getting a new version, it may not even be anything more than they just rebuilt some packages to some new libraries against, some of these new libraries. So yeah, I would definitely take the update and see what happens, especially if it's already broken.
I sure hope they didn't switch to X-Libre.
I don't know. 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 He didn't mention that. I would assume he would have mentioned that if he'd swapped out the display server. So, yeah, that's not something most normal people are going to do. So, yeah.
Yeah,
because
like I said,
some
Derek,
more and more
Awesome last night with Ricky, and it works fine.
Yeah, I don't have it installed currently on my machines. I'm trying to keep the package count on these machines kind of low, so I've uninstalled a lot of window managers and languages because awesome and all the Lua crap. I just got it off the machine. I didn't need it, so.
Right. But I'm doing something similar, but I have a question. Has anyone of you heard of Omarchi?
Heard of it, but I don't know anything about it.
Omarchi basically is a distro. It's being touted as a distro because it's a 7 GB ISO. Arch Linux based
7
distro.
Jeez.
It's got Hyperland. It's based on Hyperland, but he created his own installer. As soon as you boot the ISO, his installer will begin. And there's a few nice questions in there. It's like it asks you for your GitHub username, GitHub email. It sets up all your Git credentials, everything out of the box because it's a developer-oriented distro. It's by DHH, the creator of something very important, I guess. I forgot the name of it, but it's by DHH, and out of the box you get Hyperland with development environment where you can start working. But it's being hated by a few people. Why? Because he has AI integrated in, not into AI apps included. One of them being Grok.
I don't know anything about Grok either.
It's Elon Musk's AI.
Yeah, I know what it is. I've just never tried it. So
yeah. So,
but you're going to have people complain about AI integration. There's a lot of people that just want to complain.
I have no complaints against this distro. I tried it.
Like you just don't use the tool, uninstall.
Yeah,
like
that's something that is awesome about this distro is it's got a menu, a special menu that you access via super alt space or something. It's a menu where it allows you to install packages. When you select install, it's not like a toolkit or anything. It launches a terminal window with a nice list of all the list of all the packages on the Arch repositories. But it has an option to uninstall stuff as well. It gives you a list of all the installed packages, and you select which ones you want to uninstall, and it will uninstall them simply as that. You don't need to type anything in the terminal. You just select.
In the chat, Darth Vader's saying he doesn't have AI apps. They're just web apps. So I mean, they're not even standard applications. Yeah, just delete the web app and you're done. No, right? Exactly. Just delete that thing.
That's why he's got an uninstall option. You just uninstall web apps. Packages. It's a really nice distro. Even me, who's never gonna use Hyperland or Window Manager, I have
noticed that a lot of people have fallen into this trap of we have to hate on everything AI.
Yeah.
And like, dude, it's been like 3 years now. Yeah. AI is not going anywhere. It's just getting started. And I think some of these folks are going to look awfully silly a few years down the road when AI is everywhere and everyone has to use it. You have to learn it. You're going to be using it at your job. And like the idea that, you can just pretend like AI doesn't exist and it'll go away. That's not the way. At some point, you have to accept reality. And you just got to accept that the world is the way it is, right?
According to Find.com, the power of AI is doubling every 6 months. Yeah. I don't know what they mean by power, but that's what they're saying.
Yeah, I mean,
well, I was one of the haters, AI haters. So I can speak from experience. I hated it for no reason.
But that was before Claude wrote that Rust program for you. Then you were like, damn, this is cool. Right?
It was before
mean,
I started actually using it. I was hating it without using it. It's like telling someone offering me a piece of cake, and I say, "Oh, it's disgusting," before even tasting it. So,
well, here lately,
Yeah.
I've been playing around with writing scripts with Python, with the help of Claude, especially, but some other AI tools. But I realized, I don't really. I'm not that comfortable with Python because I barely have used it over the years. I've always played around with other, languages or whatever. But Python's kind of neat, and I need to actually take the time to learn it properly. So what I was thinking is I read an article yesterday, I think, just some random, Linux tech article. And the guy was talking about, to learn Python, what he was doing, he was rewriting all of his bash scripts in Python. And I thought that's a neat idea. I could do that because I got a million bash scripts all over my system that I use for things. Like, why don't I just start rewriting some of that in Python, just for funsies, right? Just to learn.
Yeah, but you'll end up doing sub-process to the terminal all the time. That's
the thing is, as how often that was actually going to be what I was going to bring up, Murray. I actually was going to ask you. It's like, how much could I do in straight Python without actually having to use any of the system tools?
Well, you can do very bad. You can do things like fuzzy find, rip grep, and things like that, and you can install a Python front end to it and do the imports, and then access them from Python directly there. The other thing I was going to mention is that you've got yourself a virtual environment for your stock application, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. In a couple of weeks, you're going to have to reinstall it because it goes to 3.14.
Okay.
Right? So you're going to have to rebuild it. There's a way to get around that I've been using for a couple of years. There are two websites where you can download Python runtime app images. So you can download the 3.13 app image.
Yeah.
You build your environment off that, and then forever you don't have to worry about upgrading. And I've been doing that all over the place. All my apps are, a lot of them are 3.11, and I've upgraded to 3.13. So, and that it works extremely well on it. The other thing is remember the Streamlit Python GUI framework? That there's another one called Nice Guy, NICGUI. So it has text areas, buttons, radio buttons, things like that. So if you want to develop GUI applications, I've done my first one, and it has a text area and a submit button. And it has a prompt, 20 lines by 60, and you hit the button and it'll send the prompt to 5 search engines at a time, and you'll get 5 new tabs with that one prompt in it. And the nice thing is, if you look at these chat bots now, they give you half a line to enter stuff, and then you can drop down. And if you enter it, it wipes out your prompt. So you have to redo it. If you want to fine tune it, you have to redo your prompt. This way in the chat bot, the prompt's there. I can fine tune it and redo it all the time. And it's done with Nice Guy, which the pip install Nice Guy. You probably could learn that, and you just use enough Python to glue the stuff together on it.
I've played around with Python and creating, some simple GTK and Qt apps before. So those were rather simple to work with. What is this Nice Guy? It's its own toolkit.
It was people who didn't like Streamlit because every time you move something on the screen, it refreshes the entire screen. So this German company decided to rewrite it. They use it for robotics. Actually, it's a robotic company, about 3 years old, I think. And it's so far it's really good. I haven't seen anything that says I don't want to use it in the future, but it's just my first app.
I'm going to link this in the YouTube chat because I bet other people will be interested in this, because looking at the website for it, it does look pretty interesting. Yeah, I like this. It might be something.
So you'd have the runtime is Nice Guy, so it adds 38 megabytes to your app. I have a system creating app images, so I created an app image out of it that refers to the Python app image runtime. So all my application's about 8 megabytes, and it has a requirement of nice guy app image, which requires the Python app image. But you install those once on your system, and then all your applications are tiny compared to what it is. So, and it's been working really well.
Yeah, very, very cool. Yeah. Might be something I look into. I like the fact that they've got examples as well. So just take some.
It's well documented, and the AI can generate code for you and everything.
Yeah, I like it.
All right. By the way, Hip Dad. Oh wait, he's AFK. Never mind.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I can hear you.
Question,
What's
Derek.
What's up?
Oh, sorry. I was just wondering what thermal compound you suggested to my dad and I to get.
Noctua NH2. It's the newest version of it.
Noctua NH2. Okay.
Yep.
I'll let him know. He's not home right now, but I'll let him know to buy that.
Yeah. Just do a search on Amazon for NH2. I ended up having to go to Newegg and get it, and I cannot stand Newegg.
Yeah. I'll let him know. So I'll look it up on Amazon for him.
Yeah, I'm about to say Amazon will have it, surely.
I mean, they have an older version of Noctua paste, and
oh yeah,
it's good. No, I tried to get NH2 on Amazon, and I couldn't. I had to go to Newegg.
No, Noctua. Oh, yeah.
Not Noctua. Noctua. Come on now.
I'm like, what the?
Oh, by the way, me being elderly, I don't like AI. Anal irritation is just not for me.
Yeah.
That's my viewpoint on AI.
Yeah, that's a bit.
Well, what you got, Murray? One more thing. If you're going to do a lot of Python work, you could take. Did you use your stuff in Doom Emacs? Is that how you used it? Created it? Like, where did you write your Python code? In Doom Emacs?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I did it on my home computer in Doom Emacs for the most. Well, I mean, I did it with the help of Claude, but yeah.
But you couldn't single step your code and do breakpoints and things like that?
I theoretically I could if I wanted to.
If you're going to do a lot of work in Python, there's Wing IDE, Wing Personal 11. It's better than PyCharm. It's just for Python, and it's simpler and straightforward.
So you can execute a code block, and you'll see the result. Is what you're. Yeah. I can do that in Emacs, depending on how I could actually just have a scratch buffer open and take a code block, or just the file I'm in. I just highlight the section of code, and there's a key binding I have that will execute the code if I just want that block executed. If I want to see the result and have it printed out within the document, I could write the thing as an org document and then separate the code blocks in source blocks. And underneath each source block, they would print the output from that block. Yeah, there's a lot of things I could do like that in Emacs if I needed to for some reason.
Yeah, I've been using Wing IDE, and I could take your stock project and make an app image out of it. I've done things like that.
You've done app images of Python scripts before? They work pretty good?
Yeah, I've got a Python app image of glances. I've got a Python app image of Qtile.
And you have to ship, of course, the whole Python library, right?
No.
You don't?
It runs that Python 3.13 runtime. That's a requirement to ship it. But the app image, you do that once on the target, and then the app image you create. I create a virtual environment in there, and the requirements.txt, and do the pip install. And I've read a lot of bash script to take the code and make it an app image. The hard part is the Python in a virtual environment, everything is a fixed address. It's hard coded. And the app image runtime requires it to be relocatable. So it took me about 3 years from the time I started to be able to do that. But there's a lot of heavy scripting in there to do it. But it's a one button process to actually do it. I got it down to one button. You create the project, your pip installs, set the entry point, or write your code, set the entry point, and then you hit compile, and it creates the edit image for you. It's just really nice to use. You know, I've done a lot of things with it. And I've got Ranger in there, and there's one called Tip Top. It took a lot of time and work, but it's pretty good.
But yeah, I've played around with. I've probably played around with 8 or 10 different those kind of stock charting kind of scripts, or just pulling data down. And yeah, I've got a lot of examples that I didn't show on the video the other day. I just showed the one script. But yeah, there's some really neat things you can do using some of those Python libraries. I need to eventually clean up some of the code on some of that stuff and actually put it on a repo somewhere so other people can play around with it. That's one thing I didn't do. I didn't push any of it to my GitLab or anything.
Speaking of GitLab, more and more people are either migrating to it or to something called Codeberg, because the whole AI integration in GitHub.
Yeah, well, like I said, you're going to have some people, they're going to have some problems. Not necessarily with AI, but the way, Microsoft is doing things. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, I got off of GitLab the day Microsoft announced that they were buying GitHub. That was the day I closed my GitHub account and I went to GitLab. Before it was even like official. It was just kind of a rumor, like, hey, Microsoft's looking at buying GitHub. I was like, damn, let me go. I immediately opened an account at GitLab and never looked back. So,
but here's the problem with GitLab. When I tried to use it like a couple of years ago, I was migrating my repositories over from GitHub. I got a big notification in red telling me Simlink's not supported.
Yep, that's right.
So for my project that uses a heck of a ton of Simlinks, that's not good for me.
I ran into that problem when I was creating my my repos for software. It's because when you build an Arch repo, it naturally creates a couple of Simlinks for some files, for the database files, right? And GitLab does not handle those Simlinks. It will not follow those Simlinks. I had to do a hack around that to remove those Simlinks and actually hard code the actual path to those files in such a way that those repos worked on GitLab. They worked just fine on GitHub, but they would not work on GitLab without me.
This is a major feature for me. I'm not going to move away from GitHub because of this major feature. Codeberg, kudos to them, because their infrastructure is extremely fast, but with one huge caveat: it goes down a lot because of traffic, the humongous traffic from people moving from GitHub.
The only complaint I've had with GitLab over the years is they do allow you to write your READMEs as an org document rather than Markdown, and it displays it rather beautifully. It formats the org document. It's a nice, README with code blocks and tables and all of that stuff. But your table of contents, if you generate a table of contents at the top of that readme.org, clicking the links doesn't do anything. It won't take you to that part of the document where it does on GitHub. So if you have a very long README with a big table of contents, it would be nice if that actually worked the way it's supposed to, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
And it's been a bug that's been there for years and they haven't fixed it. I don't know if they're interested in fixing it.
Yeah, well, there's pros and cons for everything, but GitHub, Simlinks, I can't move away from GitHub. I need my Simlinks. I don't want to start using hacks because I got like 250 plus packages, 200 plus packages, Simlinks basically. So I'm like, I'm not going to redo and hack 200 plus files. So I'm sticking to GitHub. I'm not using Copilot. I'm not using their Copilot or whatever it's called.
You're not shipping Copilot on Zero Linux?
Never. But
you should have it as an option in the install.
No, not in the install. It will be in the toolkit. It'll be not Copilot, but there will be AI like LM Studio. I will have only one option. It's LM Studio in the toolkit. to install LM Studio, because LM Studio is your all-in-one LLM thing.
Mm-hmm.
So you can install any LLM model. You can use free ones, paid ones, small ones, big ones. So LM Studio is just enough. You don't need more than that.
Mm.
And it's a web. It's got like a web apps type of thing where you can start your chat and everything. It's a full-fledged app. So why add separate AI for separate things? Just use LM Studio, download what you want, and you're up and running. Done deal. I don't see the benefit from shipping a million different AI things.
Yeah, I missed some of the chat here in the Zoom call, and also on YouTube, people were asking why we were doing this on a Saturdays, because I'm going to be out of town tomorrow. And typically, I do these on the last Sunday of the month, but I knew I couldn't do it this Sunday, so we scheduled it a day early this time.
Do we need to sign off on this trip? Huh?
Yeah, I'm going to need your permission.
Okay.
Yeah.
and
let me think about it over lunch.
Hey, can you spot me $50 for some gas money?
Not now when I'm buying a whole set of coil
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you've already got your own problems, huh?
I wanted to tell Hibdad a Lebanese saying "Sahtan." Sahtan means bon appetit in Arabic, in Lebanese. So Sahtan, Hibdad.
Thank you. Mini ravioli.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah.
Very cool.
I've been eating it a lot because it's $1.25 a can, and then I went ahead and ordered through Amazon and got it for 74 cents a can.
Whoa, that's cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, you still in this day and age, you still can talk in cents?
I have to.
Oh goodness.
I'm on Social Security. Yeah, I have to.
Yeah. You and I both, brother.
I haven't advanced to eating cat food yet.
Cat food's expensive.
Yeah, it is.
It really is.
I know. I got 9 cats outside and 2 inside.
All right, guys. Well, let's go ahead and take a couple minutes each and get a last word in on the way out, since we're coming up near the end of the 2-hour mark. Kind of on a schedule today as well. So I don't mind keeping us to that 2-hour limit. Yeah, Basher, he mentions he doesn't have a mic. No problem. I appreciate you hanging out with us, Basher. Hip Dead. Take a minute or two. Give us a last word, final thought, anything on your mind.
Well, if you're worrying a lot and it's keeping you awake and not letting you focus, what you can do is realize all you have is what's in front of you. So relax and enjoy it.
You're here.
I really was not expecting it to take that turn. I thought there was going to be some kind of substance involved when he said, if you need some help taking things off your mind, right? Bottle of bourbon.
No. Once I realized that all I had to do, because all I have right now is now. This is what I have to focus on. So I can't do anything about my car right now. So why worry about it?
Right.
And I got friends coming and bringing me the part now, which was going to take till Tuesday. But friends have helped me, so I will have it fixed today.
Awesome.
Good to have friends.
Yep.
Of course.
Thanks for hanging out with us, Hip Dead.
No problem.
Yeah, Ben, what's on your mind?
A heck of a lot, but I know we're on a time crunch, so I didn't get a whole lot of airtime, but I got enough to be sufficient. So yeah.
All right, Ben.
Yeah, and it's like Hip Dad said, don't stress about what you don't have, stress about what you do have. Leave it at that.
All right.
And if that doesn't work for you, I don't know what the hell to tell you.
Yeah, and make sure in the meeting later with your compadres on Storm OS, bring up that Qtile idea. And also make sure Vim is included on the next ISO.
We will give you Vim at least, Derek. We actually pushed out.
If I don't get Qtile, I better get Vim.
Right. Well, you'll get Vim, and actually we did honor that request in the one we are going to push out here today. Actually.
Awesome. All right. Thanks, Ben.
And given we did that, we do want a distro review from you at some point.
Sure.
Yes, and it doesn't have to be today, but when you get back, we would
Oh,
like.
it won't be today.
What?
I said it won't be today. Yeah.
No, I know because you're busy. But when you get a
Yeah, I
chance,
give
we'd
him
like
permission to
that.
do whatever he wants for a week. I signed
Yeah.
off on it.
No, I know.
Going on.
No, I know you're taking a vacation.
I'm
That's
taking a
okay.
vacation. Yeah. Hip Dad sending me on a school trip.
A school trip, a field trip. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Murray.
all right. We'll miss you.
Yeah. Murray, give us the last word.
A couple Amazon deals up in Canada here. You can get
Okay.
a Dell Precision T580 workstation refurbished for $26,900. Or you could get yourself an AMD Ryzen Threadripper Pro 9995WX for $17,289. But if you buy a $75 app, they'll give you $10 off the Threadripper. So
Yeah. How many cores on that $17,000?
I don't know. It's the latest Pro 9995WX.
Oh my god.
Yeah, in the sales tax, right? Yeah, you got to buy it on tax-free weekend if you got that going.
Yeah, the nice thing is you can heat your house with it too.
Oh, I'm sure.
And there's a movie still like the 13th Floor sci-fi movie. It's still free on YouTube. So if you like Blade Runner, that movie's still pretty good.
The 13th Floor. That sounds familiar. Who stars in that?
I didn't see any major stars, but it has redeeming social value. It's good acting. It's good acting.
Yeah, man, that sounds familiar. Like I might have seen that one. The 13th Floor from 1999.
It's computers, IT and computers and future.
Oh yeah. All right. Yeah, I will check that out. All right, thanks, Murray. Appreciate that. Dark Zero, Steve, last word, sir. Send us out.
Yeah.
All right. The Watch Wednesday, wonderful series. Tim Burton, love it. Just finished season 2. Season 3 will be in 2026. So, other than that, join us as we go live in an hour and a half. So I'll be live
be there,
an hour and a half. That's why I was surprised that the stream was today. It's right before mine. So mine will be in an hour and a half exactly. So join us there. Other than that, Linux forever, and peace out, and God bless y'all.
All right, and of course my last word. Yeah, I might check some of it out, even if I'm in the car. I'll pull it up on the YouTube music app or whatever, right, and just have it stream over the car stereo. My last word is thanking you guys for hanging out here on camera with us, and also you guys in the YouTube chat. You guys were awesome, and I'm gonna show some names on the screen here. Some of the patrons that help support this channel, and other than that, guys,
we'll see you next month.
Yeah.
Peace out.
All right.
Peace out, folks.
Take care.